Ryan Garcia chooses Derrick James as his new trainer. Oh man, let's talk.
Push the weight enough flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronze on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. You know, if you had just showed me this with no article, I'd have said this was photoshopped. I'm not even gonna hold you. Now, just saw this unboxing scene. I will share the link in the description. I'll read a little bit of it. Ryan Garcia stood alone. Now, this is the first thing they say. Ryan Garcia stood alone during his post-fight presser following his defeat against Gervonta Davis, seemingly. And oh my God, I can't believe this picture. He was stunned in disbelief that Davis was the better man. A 24-year-old vowed to not only return a better fighter, but to also make sweeping changes. Now, he did say that, but I didn't. Some fighters say a lot of things. And I'm not even going to hold you. I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, huh? Really? Again, if you'd have just showed me this, I'm like, yeah, that's Photoshop, man. But it's real. Just a few days after stomaching his first loss, canned his new former trainer, Joe Goosen. You know what? I ain't got no problem with that because he didn't have one snitch. He didn't have one mole in his camp. I honestly believe there was multiple people there. All right. But y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know how I feel about that. His search for a new lead man in his corner spanned several weeks. And while rumors circulated that he would make amends with Eddie Reynoso, the California native had opted to go in another direction. You know, he had a lot of trainers to choose from, but he decided on Derrick James. He said Derrick James is the right man for the job. The 2022 BWAA Trainer of the Year has a long list of notable fighters and champions now at his disposal. Most notably, Errol Spence Jr., the reigning unified welterweight champion, Jermell Charlo, current undisputed middleweight champion, and junior middleweight titleist Frank Martin, highly ranked lightweight contender, and Anthony Joshua, the former unified heavyweight champion of the world. Garcia's decision to join with Derrick James, it wasn't just his own. In recent posts on his social media account, it appears as though the widely popular star sought the blessing and approval of Spence before taking the plunge. Really? I figured they had somewhat of a pretty good relationship after this.
Oh, what's the bet? What's the bet? What's the bet?
20K I got on release, he got on tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't play with it, man.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
Alright, so you don't don't play with it, man.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
Don't play with it, man.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
Don't play with it, man.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
Don't play with it, man.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
They eventually paid him. He paid him. So, I guess, it was no hard feelings. He paid him. So, he said thank you to Derrick James and Errol Spence Jr. for allowing me to join the team. Although the 2023 calendar is still relatively young, James has already helped one of his newly signed fighters get back in the winner's track. He's talking about Anthony Joshua. After back-to-back losses from Alexander Usyk, he got rid of his old coach, got with James, and now he's on the win. He's on the winning track again. Well, it's yet to be seen. We'll see what happens in December, but yeah, that's for another video. says already had high respect for James and blah, 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 blah. Link will be in the description. Here's my opinion. If Ryan is taking boxing seriously right now, you see, this was an eye opener. He had moles in the camp, and he learned that boxing is not as clean as he thought it would be. He also learned that he's not such a clean cut and love guy that people would protect him off of general principle. All of that stuff that Oscar De La Hoya told him, all of those things that Bernard Hopkins told him, how he was a pretty guy or some suspect that B-Hop said. Ryan, y'all really don't understand. At the end of that fight, for him to be standing on that podium by himself, and for the people making excuses as to why Oscar was not there, for people to justify those excuses, guys like Rick Glasser getting on Twitter saying that, listen, man, that clown literally said that Oscar and Bernard Hopkins had dinner reservations, and the fight ran too long and they had to leave for their dinner reservations. And on his Twitter, he said that it's a fact. He told that to somebody. Yeah, they had dinner reservations. I'm telling you facts. This is what Rick Glasser says. This is what he said. So let me get this straight. A guy that you invested a lot of money in, marketing, talking him up. B-Hop almost putting himself at risk, getting into a fist fight with Tank's team at 400 years old. Then he gets in there and loses, and you ditch him? You ditched him. And Ryan, although he might not say it out loud, but people are going to ask him, and eventually he'll come out. He'll say something eventually. But you know what? Your actions speak louder than words, because what he did was he got away from everything. He got away from Joe Goosen, and now he's over here with Derrick James and Errol. And the good part about it is he's still relatively young to change his attitude. The problem he had at the Reynoso gym was that he was doing whatever he wanted to do. Canelo told on him, y'all. And you see, your Instagram fans, Ryan, although they love you, and some of them may love you unconditionally, those are not the kind of fans that'll get you through this sport. Real people who support you will say, yo, look, man, get in the gym and stay there. Stop flashing for the camera. And guess what? Casual fans don't know the difference where you're hitting the bag just to show how fast your hands are, or getting in some real work. Now that you have these fans, they just want to look at you. So while they're looking at you and you're getting paid, you might as well put in the proper work. So I think this is a good job by Ryan, going over with Derrick James and Errol and everything going on there in Texas. It's a step in the right direction, making this decision. It could show that you're serious, but we will know if you're serious. Now, this ass whooping that you got from Tank, because you got your ass whooped, man. You got your ass whooped. But this is a great decision for you. But now, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to do the same thing over here? Because if you're going to do the same thing over here that you was doing in the Reynoso camp, you may as well pack it up. Because everyone told on you. Canelo told on you first. You know, everyone says that guy's a face in boxing. He said, yeah, man, you know, he showed up to the gym late. And he said, you have all the potential in the world. You just don't commit yourself. Now, your first big fight, you did major numbers on a pay-per-view. Congratulations to you. And you got stopped. And the worst part about it is, Ryan, you quit. You quit, Ryan. Now, I don't think you lost any fans. But you know what? It's about how you rebound. You got to get back in the winner's circle. Now, in my personal opinion, this Rolly fight looks like they're going to try and force it on us. I'm not for it. In my opinion, we need to go get Sin Batat If I'm saying his name correctly, I'm sorry. I done did a video on him and everything. But I said that mole in your camp, Ryan, are you okay? I said that you need to stop what you're doing. Don't even play with Rolly right now. And I know it's impossible because Rolly just got an interim belt, and you're going to go up to 140, and you're going to get a title shot. And it's ridiculous. Rolly goes up to 140, his first fight, he gets an interim belt. And now you're going to go up there and get a belt. And if Tio, and you, either you or Rolly will be fighting the winner between Tio and Josh Taylor. It's all a setup. In my personal opinion, I think that you should be fighting the Mongolian kid. I think that makes for good drama. Your Instagram fans will follow that and they'll be like, oh man, that's pretty good. And you don't even have to put that on, well, you know, this is just me talking. That's not even a pay-per-view fight, man. Get back in the saddle, get on regular TV, do what you can with this kid under this new Derrick James system, and get it on and popping. Because at this point, man, if you're chasing interim belts and just trying to get that bag, look, you can go in there with Rolly and Rolly could land something on you. And let's say you beat Rolly. What are you going to do with Teofimo or Josh Taylor? And truth be told, I think both of those guys beat you. I was never sold on you, Ryan. I was never sold. You was a marketing scheme and you got exposed. The bottom line is you shouldn't have been in there with Tank, and it showed. It showed, man. So if you can commit yourself and listen to Derrick James and you're really the savant that Goosen said you were, which was a lie, that was just his excuse of saying, hey, man, you know, I did what I had to do. I let him take creative control. You taking creative control got you sat down in the second round and stopped later in the fight. So I don't think that's going to fly in the James camp. And I don't think James is going to put his name behind something that's not really going to work. I really think he has faith in you to invite you there. And you got blessings from Errol Spence. Okay. You must have made some promises that you're going to put in some work. So we're going to see. But as far as your direction is concerned, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you should go fight the Mongolian kid and then go after Rolly. And I think Rolly should rematch Barbosa because that was some frack-a-lack-a bull, to put it bluntly. So this is Ryan's second stint. Let's see what happens, okay? Let's see if Derrick can turn it around. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Bronx on deck.
Move!